All right, so we're back with round two with Brian O'Shea. Did a little interview with him last week. Had a little technical glitch.
I think it was foul language based, but that was just my opinion.
Well, we'll never know because it hit the it hit the round. What do they call it? The circular can or whatever. That so nobody will ever know. So Brian, back to where we're at here. Tell me a little bit about your history in baseball, where you came from, where you've played.
Grew up in Southern California, South Orange County to be more specific, which was then and is now a hotbed of baseball. That didn't include me. I got to play, but we produced a lot of and still do a lot of great talent. The sidebar to that is a lot of big league coaches and players lived in the area and still do, and they contribute quite a bit to all the local programs.
Oh yeah, that part of the country has produced quite a bit.
It still does. They take it quite serious down there.
You've got perfect weather for it too.
Correct. And coincidentally, there's also a lot of other leagues, adult leagues that play at the same time, all throughout California, Arizona, Nevada. The tournaments are never ending, and a lot of Mexican teams come up to play, which also fortifies any tournaments, is that the quality of baseball is very, very good. Very, very good.
So you've pretty much got all year-round baseball.
Well, I think what you've done with this league as well is that you've reintroduced what people really like, is that there's a lot of players out there that are restricted to softball that would much rather be playing baseball. You know, it's like I liken baseball every year to the golf club industry. Every single year you're minted with a gazillion more new players, just like they come up with golf. That's what sustains them, is that sure, guys check out, but a whole bunch of people check in. It keeps it going, and to be able to capture those guys is super important.
And that's a good point. That's kind of what we're trying to do in the Chattanooga market. As you know, when you started in the league, I believe we had 4 or 5 teams a couple of years ago. We're up to 7 teams now, and really the goal is to try and get up to 12, 15, 20 teams. And it's because of, you know, guys like you that are willing to come out every Sunday, you know, be a part of it, and really just spread the good energy. You know, you guys get to be able to relive that childhood dream, and I think that's part of it. I think that's part of what drives people to do this. So tell me a little bit about that. What drives you to do it? Because you come quite a distance to play in the league.
I do. I live in Crossville, so I put a couple hours in each way just to come play. But the baseball is something I've been involved in, you know, high school and college. I played for a couple years. I played a lot of international baseball. I've coached for 25 years in Hawaii, on top of helping run our men's baseball league over there. So it's been something that's nonstop for me. It's the one thing that, as I guess I'd say, as an undersized guy, it was the one thing I could compete at. And baseball is the one sport that it's pretty much a level playing field, regardless of size. And that's
true. It's a great equalizer. It doesn't matter.
You take out the steroid era, and what you see now is that guys like Altuve, you'll see guys that are allowed to succeed because they don't fit that prototypical 6'2", 210 guy. You know, they don't have to overachieve. They don't have to overdo anymore. And there's places for guys at the upper levels for guys that are my size. But for here and what we do, I just love the game. I love helping the younger guys. I've been around the world. I've played around the world, and so I like to be able to give freely if I can, with kids that might want a little bit of help. And you know, as I get older, my playing days, I'm running out of games to play in, and so that's where it's real fun to play against these young kids that have energy to come around and come and play.
Nice.
And
so tell me, what could we be? 2-part question. Now I'll let you go. I know you've got a game to get prepared for. 2-part question. So what could we be doing better here as a league? Okay, and what advice would you have for anybody that's kind of on the fence and wants to participate in getting back into the game?
Again, what you guys have already done is get your primer league started with getting that information out there. I would very much try to get your information to the softball leagues, because in those softball leagues, I don't care if it's church or whatever it is, you've got 10, 15, 20% of those players are baseball players that would love to come out and play if they had an avenue. And I believe it's just informational. The only thing that makes this better would be more teams and quality of umpires. And again, that comes down to what you've already done, is keeping these guys quiet, knowing that, you know, there aren't any scouts in the stands. We're just here to play baseball and have a good time. The umpires are here to have a good time and get paid for what they're doing. And it becomes on all of us to make that a better experience for them.
Absolutely.
And that's you know, nothing on you guys, but I've seen last year was kind of rough on umpires, and that's about it. Again, you guys are already on your way as a league. It just comes down to more bodies.
Awesome.
And, you've set up your rules, you've set up the system, and you know, if you can get more fields, and it's a little bit different where both Hawaii and California, where I'm coming from, is everybody coaches, so everybody has access to those fields, and I don't see that kind of spread out throughout the league here. Is that, you know, these players they're not head coaches that have control of their own field.
Yeah, and that's a key point, because getting access to a lot of fields in the area is one of our big challenges. The local rec fields in the Chattanooga area aren't necessarily the best maintained fields, so we've really got to develop those relationships and kind of dig deep to get access to those fields. It's something that we're working on. We hope to improve upon it. So guys that are on the fence want to play next year, recommend it, or what do you say?
Oh, 100%. Again, the opportunity to come back out here and swing it and run around and relearn is the funnest part. Again, if you've all got young kids, there's not a better teaching tool for you than to be out here playing and then go work with your kids, rather than the armchair cowboy that is, you know, can't remember much. There's not a slight on everybody, but when you're involved in it and you do it, you have the ability, a much better chance at being able to teach that to the kids and the younger guys.
So get out there. Your advice: get out there, keep the dream alive. We all wanted to be pros when we were kids. We're never going to be pros at this age, but we could still live that dream.
Exactly, and the enjoyment's there.
And as long as you're enjoying it, keep doing it.
Exactly.
Brian, I appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
I know you've got to get prepared for a game, so I wish you the best of luck, and have a good game today.
Thank you, and thanks for making this possible, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
Good day.
All right, that was